Then the other timeline of the potential waffling goes away and my energy comes back to me and I don't stress about it anymore. It kind of shuts off that timeline of me giving them another chance. Actually triggers that person again to potentially cheat. Ultimately, you're not giving yourself and you're associating that with that other person. I hate to say like missing my husband, but it's the energy or love yourself enough at the end of the day to choose you over what you know is not good for you. Hey guys, welcome to the video. Welcome to a makeup get ready with me routine. I'm just gonna be doing my makeup and we're gonna be having a little girly chit chat because I love these videos honestly because I love makeup for one. I love sharing makeup and I also love having girly chit chats. So, especially over things that have a common theme and we're just needing some girl therapy, some makeup, some, I don't even know what this is, releasing of energy here. But I like to make these videos over common themes that I've been struggling with and that I'm finding other people struggling with, and we're just gonna have ourselves a little heart to heart. You guys are reaching out to me about things that you're struggling with, and ironically they are the same things that I am struggling with and have noticed. And so whatever is going on in the energy field right now obviously is calling us to purge it, and a lot of it being around relationships. At least for myself, I have been, I don't want to say having an inner battle. It's just like been this never ending waffling back and forth, this what if, like what if I change this about myself? What if I, you know what I mean? What if I have the higher perception shift now? Or should I give them another chance? Should I try to fix the relationship? What if, right? And it's just like, it's driving me freaking crazy, and I know it's driving you guys crazy too. You guys reach out to me, you're like, how do I get over this person? How do I get over my ex? It's been just like a common theme of people trying to get over their exes, or that you're waffling on decisions, you're trying to figure out how to move forward. And guys, like when I tell you that it is very, very normal to have all of these thoughts. It's very normal to second guess yourself. It's very normal to miss the person, to miss your old life. You know, these are all the things that I'm coming to find out that, guys, healing isn't linear. Some days are gonna feel great, like you made the correct decision if you left an ex. And some days you're gonna second guess yourself. The mind is a sneaky little bastard that likes to play tricks on you. It will like to play the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It's gonna like to play the what ifs, imagining all the different possibilities. That's how the mind works. And it's only us that's feeding these ideas, guys. I mean, the ideas are only as true as what you make them to be. The mind is just doing its job and reading energy and trying to keep us safe and protect us, and honestly try to like bring our energy up. Thoughts of like, what if I get back with this person, and you feel a little elevated for a little bit, or you know what I mean? So all of these things are very normal. It's just part of the human mind. And what I've come to find, guys, and I don't know about you all, but I've been going through this like summer blues era, and I get this, and I know it's very different. I didn't really go through this too much last year. I'm usually pretty elevated in the summer, but this year I'm going through like more of a blues era, and I typically thrive in the fall time and winter time. As far as like September through December, I'm like thriving. I think a lot of what I'm realizing too, guys, and maybe some of you can relate to this like bluesy era, especially being single, a lot of it is because if I really look back at my life last year and the patterns that I was in, a lot of it is I'm missing the things that I used to do with my, you know, ex-husband. So a lot of things that we did, like we thrived in the summer because we did so many things together. We did a lot of activities together. We, you know, went kayaking, camping. I don't have that anymore, and I don't have anybody to do it with. I'm starting to actually realize that is not necessarily like me missing him as a person. I hate to say like missing my husband, but it's the energy or the memories is what is bringing back like this piece it feels like that's missing of me, if that's making sense, guys. I know that's probably a little cryptic, but it's almost like I'm starting to notice every year I look forward to summer, and we do the same things every year, or we did. So like we would have an annual kayaking trip, or like every 4th of July we would go camping, or you know, all this stuff. So like it's around this time that I'm actually starting to see that now that I don't have that, I'm getting sad, and I'm associating like all the fun times that I had, the elevation and energy, with my husband. I'm associating him as providing that energy because these are things we were doing together, right? So now I'm kind of just like being brought down a little bit. I'm starting to like realize that this bluesy era, I call it the summer blues, I've given it a name, that's great, is because like I'm not doing the stuff that I used to. So I'm associating like the fun times that I had with my husband, and I'm missing that energy. So now that I'm recognizing this, it's not necessarily to say that I miss him. Don't get me wrong, don't take that wrong. Like I'm not saying that he's a bad person or anything like that, but it's not really him that's providing that energy. It's the memories that we had together. So the best way that I can explain this, think of it like as a yearly trip. My family used to take, seasonal trips to Branson, and we got season passes to Silver Dollar City. So every season I would start looking forward to those things because like I knew it was coming, right? And it's the same thing. It's the same thing that I did, or I am doing, because it's summer. I look forward to kayaking. I look forward to family camping, and cabins, and going to Lake Stockton and like spending time there. Or I look forward to float trips. And now that I don't have that, my body is like, hey, we remember all these fun things that we were doing and we really enjoyed it. Your body and your energy really enjoys it. Like, let's go, it's summertime. And so I associated that feeling with my husband. And so now I don't have that. It makes me miss him. But it's not necessarily to say that it's him that I miss. It's the stuff I was doing that I'm missing. So when I figured this out, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it's a little like, because when you do some of the stuff, I've come to find, you want that other person there with you because, you enjoy doing things together. But it's kind of like when I started actually doing the things that I was missing, it was helping me not miss him, if that makes sense. So then it was kind of eye-opening, and the aspect of like how he was just really a channel for me to experience, like to do things with. And it was the act of me doing something that was actually creating that energy, right? It wasn't necessarily my husband. So when I figured this out, then I started to actually do the things that I wanted to do. So me going on kayaking trips, I went on a kayaking trip last weekend. I just got back from the lake this weekend, like even on the kayaking trip. I mean, yeah, I kind of missed my husband, but I feel a lot better that I actually went and did it. It's like I gave myself what I needed. And so therefore, now I feel better and I don't feel as down as what I did, if that makes sense. So it's almost like you start to recognize, guys, that this person, the whatever relationship, that all they're doing is just being a portal or a channel or whatever it is that you want to call it for energy that's already within you. And you can recreate it, by giving yourself that same energy, and then therefore it kind of like lessens the importance or that bond that you had with that person. Or it makes you just more, let's say, independent because you're not depending upon somebody else to provide an energy that you can now create yourself. So with all of that being said, guys, just if you're missing the person, there's an aspect of love is what I've found that ultimately you're not giving yourself and you're associating that with that other person, right? And it's okay to miss somebody, guys. It's okay to miss somebody. And ultimately that's just saying as well too, you just miss your other life. It's okay to miss your other life with that person. Like, it was a vital piece of who you were. You know, we're never not gonna forget them. You know what I mean? Their energetic imprint is just gonna fade over time, guys. And I feel like a lot of people just like, they feel like they should be moved on quicker than, you know, maybe what they're not moving on. They feel like they should be over this person, even if the person did them dirty, whatever. Guys, give yourself space and grace for how you heal, however that needs to happen. Even if like it's years and you're still missing this person, like, okay, there might have to be a time where you might have to take some action to do something, you know, like see a therapist or something to help you move some energy. But what I really wish a lot of people understood was it's okay to have the days of where you're crying on the floor. It's okay to have those days to miss your other life, and it is okay to second guess yourself. You just ultimately at the end of the day have to keep going. You ultimately have to make the choice to heal. You ultimately have to make the choice to move forward with your new life. It's like the waffling comes from when you create that alternative timeline, when you don't make the decision, when you start second guessing and waffling, and then having the mind actually conjure up the what ifs of another timeline appearing, right? Guys, you literally have to consciously choose to heal every day. You have got to consciously choose the life you want every single day. Otherwise, your default programming is gonna take over. Meaning, it's very easy to slip back into old thinking patterns of what brought you to that other person. It's easy to want to go back to comfortability, if that's even a freaking word. It's just ultimately, guys, the mind playing tricks. That's all it is. It's only as powerful as you feed it your attention. I'll just say that. What has helped me, guys, besides the whole understanding the memories of like where I'm getting the summer blues from, pushing yourself outside of comfort zones. And that's what I've realized about this too, guys, is I'm doing these things alone, and that in itself is uncomfortable. My brain is craving comfort right now. So like just going down to the lake this weekend, it was very uncomfortable. Why? It was around people that I hadn't seen in over 10 years, guys. You know, I'm traveling by myself. That is uncomfortable in itself. I'm having to be social, which is not, it's actually getting easier, honestly, the more that I do it. But it's like putting myself in uncomfortable situations, and then I'm training myself to get comfortable being by myself. So it's like I'm creating new memories doing these things. And there's an aspect of that, guys, that's kind of empowering. And it's not to say that I'm gonna forget the memories that I made summers before with my husband, but it's to say that guess what's gonna happen next summer, guys, when I circle back around and I was single for a summer. I'm then gonna start to want to crave the things I was doing now by myself, and it will be easier. It'll be easier to do it because I've already done it. So, right? So it's kind of like the same thing of I'm making new memories. I'm making new neurological pathways. I'm pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. That in itself is bringing a state of healing for me. I'm doing things that I want to do that are difficult even, but I'm proud of myself for doing them. I'm really proud of myself for going this weekend because that was difficult. So besides the memory thing, making new memories and choosing to heal every single day, another thing that's helped me along with the choosing is to remind myself why I made the choice to begin with. And my therapist has told me this as well too, as my spiritual counselor or my teacher had told me this. And then my friend actually who is going through a divorce or went through a divorce reminded me of this. When you have bad days, Write down all the reasons why you did what you did, why you chose it, because it'll take you back to that energy of the reason why you chose. Especially like, because we forget, guys, over time when we're away from that person, and especially when we're doing the healing work, we forget how shitty of a situation it was in, or we were in. And I've come to find that too, especially when I'm starting to forgive. This has been a tough one. When I'm like starting to practice forgiveness, guys, when I feel that love come in for myself and therefore the other person, and I feel that grudge go away, because it's so much easier, guys, to hold a state of anger with somebody than it is, honestly, for love. Because when love comes in, then I forget all of it. Like I don't forget it all, don't get me wrong. I have so much love that I'm just like, I love the person again. Like I see the soul again. I see the God self reflected back, right? And that's the blessing of forgiveness. Because when you, I don't want to say, you forgive for your own sake. You forgive for yourself, not the other person, right? If we're like, that kind of brings like a sense of entitlement. If like we're, you know, trying to have the other person like say they're sorry. That's not what I mean by forgiveness, guys. Or like you forgiving them for doing what they did. That's kind of part of it, but you have to ultimately forgive yourself first for how you got in that situation, or the thoughts or the anger that you even held around them. Even if like they did you dirty or anything like that, if you feel like you were mistreated, you know, I want to say a victim, and I hate using that word because like a lot of people are going to be like, well, they did this to me, they did that to me. And I get it, I totally freaking get it. But you have to ask yourself too, what did you do, or who is the type of person that you were at the time that allowed that to happen? That it got to that point that you allowed somebody to treat you like that, or you know what I mean? There's a lot of different what ifs and the scenarios, guys. I get it. But this is just one of them, as far as like practicing forgiveness on a situation where it's just, you know, toxic fighting. I'm just talking about when I practiced forgiveness, I started actually seeing where I could make changes in the relationship on my end. And hold a higher perception shift, and I'm like, well, what if I can do that? And then the what ifs came in because I held love and forgiveness. So I'll be honest, guys, it's almost a little easier to stay angry at first, at least for me, because like then it kind of shuts off that timeline of me giving them another chance, because like I feel so uncomfortable going back. So sometimes I've had to get angry. I say had to, but I kind of remind myself of why I made the decision, you know, write it down in a journal or something like that. And it kind of takes you back to that energy of what you were writing in. And if that was anger or something like that, then it's kind of like, oh shit, I don't want to go back to that. But the ultimate goal, guys, you know, that's kind of a tool to help you in the moment, but the ultimate goal, and where I think we'll end up one day, and I know I'll get there one day, is to be able to like practice forgiveness and hold that state of love and compassion for the other person, and then therefore yourself. Love yourself enough at the end of the day to choose you over what you know is not good for you. Because ultimately, guys, the only way to go back to that person and for it to be another reality, a better one, is if you can hold the state of the change that you wish to see. So if you can hold the state of you changing as an energy to where it doesn't, like, your patterns aren't triggering one another anymore. So like, for example, guys, let's say someone cheated on you and you decide to give them a second chance. You see the situation from why they cheated, or you know what caused them to do it, whatever. You practice forgiveness, you did the work that on your end, but you can't expect that person to change, right? That person can probably cheat again, but you have almost got to come into the relationship, if you're going to get back to that person, as nothing happened. As not to say that you forget, but you forgive, and you can't hold expectation that they're gonna do it again. And you cannot bring up the past either, because then that opens up that timeline, and then that actually triggers that person again to potentially cheat, because that energy is coming back in. It's a dance of energies, guys, is what I've come to find. It's a dance of energies of just like you with another person, if that makes sense. It's, and you have to consciously choose a different energy, especially if you yourself are doing the work and you're finding yourself getting triggered again, tested by their actions or whatever. It's almost like too, guys, you'll find that when you decide and you stick with it, it's so freaking healing. If you decide to get back with that person, so mote it be, that's okay. You just have to like stick with your decision and not bring up the past. If you don't want to get back with that person, you have to decide to leave it and stick to your guns. Read your little journal of why you left, you know. That's at least what is helping me, is when I come back to the understanding and I come back to the decision that this is what I chose, this is what your soul chose, then the other timeline of the potential waffling goes away and my energy comes back to me and I don't stress about it anymore. I then place my focus on what I actually want to create with my life, right? And honestly, guys, what has kind of helped me too, and I haven't really dove into this just like fully yet, is getting clear on the man that I actually, or the partner that I actually want in my life. It actually really helps you see what your previous partner was not. You know, the match. I actually did an activity with my therapist, guys, that was super, I would say, informative or just eye-opening of like all the qualities that I desire in a man, how it was not anything of what my current husband is. And so if he's not doing the healing work, which I can't expect him to, there is no point in getting back with him. Like, no. No, it's designing, I say designing, it's getting clear on the man that I actually want in my life and, you know, would be blessed to have. I say want, that I just desire to have, if that is a, you know, possibility for me one day, because I don't want to rely on a man to bring me anything that I can't provide myself, but I want somebody to complement, you know, my energy, and that's okay. But it actually just like helps me. I know what I deserve is out there. I just haven't manifested it yet. And you know, it's not time, you know, eventually one day it will be. And I'm going to be very appreciative of it, because, you know, when you go without a man for so long, you start appreciating men a little bit more. I find it super healing for myself to focus on the life that I want to create and the partner that I desire, and knowing that one day it's gonna come. It will. Like, it just will. You're not gonna be in your situation forever. The feelings that you feel are not gonna be forever. You just have to keep focusing on what it is that you want in your life and who it is that you want to be, right? That's really what you need to do. And you're gonna find, guys, that when you kind of put your consciousness on a forward thinking, like pattern, timeline, I don't know what you want to call it, like honestly, you kind of start to forget about your ex, because they're not in your life. Like they're not right in front of you, right? Yeah, sometimes they have to be in your life for maybe like children, certain like legal issues. That's what lawyers are for. I say legal issues, but like home shit, things like that. Oh my God. Gosh, you guys blow up my phone. So hopefully that this video helped you. I know it's a little bit more serious, but I needed to do my makeup, and I love creating these videos. I love sharing makeup. This is just my little glowy everyday look. That's very quick, because I needed it to be quick because it's getting kind of late, guys. So anyway, I will shout at you later. Drop in the comments below if you want me to do any kind of a makeup look, or if you want me to cover any topics and have this little girly chit chat. And it just helps, guys. We'll call this like girl therapy, girl time, whatever whatever you want to call it. But hopefully this helps you, and hopefully you guys know that you're not alone and what you're feeling and what you're going through, okay? So, sending you all my light and all my love. Satnam.